What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Shameless Watch Collector. Thank you all for the support and for watching part 1 of my Minutes and Hours Los Angeles video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Part 2 is definitely a lot different. This is after all the craziness from the show had calmed down, and I was able to sit down with Trey Foote, the Senior Retail Operations Manager for Christopher Ward, to look at 6 of their newer watches and talk a lot about the brand story, the story behind the watches themselves, and just general watchmaking. Trey is a wonderful person, such a fun conversation, and I really learned a ton in these 20 minutes. Regarding Christopher Ward themselves, they're a brand that really doesn't need an introduction at this point. Christopher Ward was the first ever online-only watch brand. Since then, they have essentially become a giant in the watch industry, to the point where it's hotly debated whether or not Christopher Ward is a microbrand or not. I'm not here to have that discussion. I'm just here to talk about their watches. So without further ado, let's get into this conversation with Trey from Christopher Ward. All right, Shameless Watch Collector here. Got the man, the myth, the legend, Trey from Christopher Ward here. Minutes and Hours just wrapped up a couple of minutes ago, and so get this amazing backdrop here and a little bit quieter of an environment. And we have 6 Christopher Ward watches here to look over. This is going to be amazing. So
have fun.
Without further ado, man.
Thanks for doing this with me.
Oh, dude,
I'm excited.
My pleasure. Coolest dude. And honestly, as you guys have probably seen from the footage, easily the most busy booth of the entire show, not even close.
Well, I think what we saw this week, we were here a couple of weeks ago, but LA, the watch community is just amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the kindest people, but the watch groups are so connected. And there are people I saw, it's been years, but it feels like I saw them 5 weeks ago. It feels so
That's
new
amazing.
when I see them every time, but yeah, it was busy. It was busy. and as busy and as new as all of the watches that come out,
Right.
we still spend so much time talking about watches like the Bel Canto, who we are, who we were in 2004, who we are today.
Right.
It's just exciting. It's exciting to see so many new enthusiasts that join this group as well. So I wasn't just selling to and sharing the brand with collectors, but we were speaking with people who, this is my first watch show. This is my first luxury watch. And so to be able to help educate, but also inspire, that's really special.
I think Christopher Ward too, one of those brands that more than really any, even here, like has so much history in the microbrand space. Like you said, from 2004 in England, a big focus on Swiss movements, right? And I think really paved the way for every brand here.
You know, it's funny. I was just sharing with the customer because he was asking what's new, and specifically in my collection, what's new. And I was talking to Mike Pearson, and we were both saying over the last couple of months, we've actually been looking at the past 20 years. Like, what did Christopher Ward do in 2007, 2015? Because without the jump hour, there wouldn't be a Bel Canto. And so there are these watches that we've had in the past that have kind of accelerated or set the foundation for what we'll do in the future. And when I look at these watches and when I look at the watches across the room with different brands, there's just something really cool about the way creators create.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see, we met a brand here today. It was his first ever show. And that was really exciting for me to see, of the excitement, the nervousness, the focus. And no matter who you speak to, we're all in the people business. We're all in the creative side of this industry. So yeah, it's been interesting.
It's one of the beautiful things about watches, for sure. That is amazing to hear that there are some brands that this is their first show. I think these 6 watches that you brought today kind of tell that whole story pretty perfectly here.
Yeah.
Whichever one you want to go first.
Start with the Bel Canto.
Yeah, the jump hour.
This is what I've been sharing most of the day, and some of the things that I love about the Bel Canto the most are the nuances of it. So when we look at the watch, Christopher Ward has always been known to be accessible within value and price.
Right.
We do that through the vehicle and the how of the power of 3. Whatever it costs us to make a watch for, produce a watch for, we times that by 3. That's the price we sell it for. And that level of transparency, it goes a long way for anybody. But especially within the independent and the micro brand world, that transparency, it builds trust, it builds value and honor within that. But my favorite thing within our Atelier collection, you'll see that with the True GMT and the Loco as we go through, is we've taken something really difficult like Sonnery Passage or a chiming watch. Normally you have the barrier of entry from a cost perspective.
Yes.
But there's also this side of barrier of entry that's primarily around concept of design. When you start explaining chiming watches and how difficult they are to create versus how expensive they can be in some cases, there's that barrier of entry of, do I understand this enough to feel like I should wear it? That with the Bel Canto for me is one thing that I feel like we haven't talked about a ton that changes it for me. Because at the end of the day, every hour on the hour, I'll activate the module here, but every hour on the hour, its hammer rises and it strikes. Whoa. But there are so many times where people saw all of the movement. They're looking so closely that when you look back and you see this in-house module we've created, it's no longer a hammer, it's a tail. The indicator is no longer an indicator, it's a beak. The jewel is its eye, and people start to see the songbird for the first time. And when we start to show that it's more than just a chime, this is actually a songbird singing in the key of D.
I didn't see that until you just brought that. Is gorgeous.
It takes something.
I literally didn't see that.
It takes something so complicated and it makes it simple to matter. You and I who love watches, we can understand it and share it. But if you're talking to someone who's like, I want to understand, I want to love watches, it no longer is about metal and complication and technical prowess. All of a sudden it's a song, and that just brings the joy to watchmaking. And every time I hear this chime and someone hears it for the first time, it's not as much about the complication, but it's a playground for people to find the simplicity within the complexity. And I love this watch. And that change, this watch lifted everything else around us to where we have the pistachio with lacquer dials and the Sealander, the Loco, which is where the Bel Canto sings, the Loco dances. You see the movement, you see the power behind that. And so without the Bel Canto, I mean, this watch has set us forward in such a really unique and beautiful way. But today we saw so many people experiencing for the first time. And there's a certain joy behind that you don't really get to see often within watches.
I agree. I'm a massive fan of jump hour. It's simplicity perfected. I think that's exactly right. I know you guys also did something about the case construction to make the chime louder.
Titanium.
That chime is the most satisfying chime I think I've ever heard from a jump hour watch.
If it was steel, it would be a little bit of a different sound. If it was a different note, if we dropped down to C or if we rose it to E, or even played with the sharp and flat tones within that, you would hear a very different sound within that. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to amplify resonance because there is no amplifier, there's no porthole or anything like that within this case. Everything that you hear, you see under a dial. It's all encapsulated within this. So I think the guys at Christopher Ward, they just did such a wonderful job at telling the story, making it all about the innate story that it was intended to be originally. With this beautiful guilloche dial we use via femto lasering. Seeing it in the sunlight right now, it looks like a completely different color.
Yeah, actually it was far darker in the show. Yeah, it's really taking on kind of like a almost pink tint. It's really, I mean, it's a guilloche. It's as good as it gets. It's such a gorgeous dial. That thing is amazing. And then I guess the more modern pieces would be on the far left here, right?
Exactly. So some of these pieces, for instance, we call the True GMT. This is our third in-house movement featured on the CW03. We called this our labor of pain because we were designing it in the early stages, such as the Bel Canto and the Loco. But to be one of not many watch brands to have a featured true in-house GMT, it's really difficult.
Extremely.
And this whole idea, I love everything about this watch. We also have a black dial with accents of kind of a bluish green tint to it. But what you see here, all of the concrete elements, the steel, the dimension, the aperture that shows you into this module here, the small seconds, and of course our power reserve. What you have here is 5 days of automatic in-house power.
Wow.
And so this is just the indicator to show you the way, but the date module at the 4 o'clock, like all of these pieces at 3 o'clock, I'm sorry, all of these pieces bring together an element just to show you kind of the nature of the True GMT. But this is our most recent release when it comes to in-house movements. I mentioned earlier the Loco, right? It dances where the Bel Canto sings. This is 144 hours, 6 days of power.
What the?
And what you see is a fully bespoke, free-sprung open balance wheel.
I mean, that's just insane. The dimensionality in the dial itself is insane on the top, but the sub dial is incredible. And then that working movement is just incredible. In 150 hours?
144, 6 days.
So you can give this watch the attention or the respect that it deserves to wear it out to nice dinners, but it will still have the same time on it.
100%.
Power reserve. And then I know you guys have also been doing some unreal stuff with the links. And from the attachments of the case back is, of course, you got your twin barrels here, but you also have quick release, as I just showed you, full micro adjustment in all of the straps. So on an integrated watch, this really makes the difference. Yes, it does.
Especially from a wearability perspective. My Ember here, all I do is just pull, and this comes in clutch for so many different reasons.
I've actually never seen that before. That is so nice on a butterfly clasp like that. That's the only downside to those is the lack of micro adjustment. That is incredible stuff right there. Man, and then I think the coolest thing about the True GMT right here too, when I look at True GMTs, to me, it's all about dimensions. The reason why you're trying to fit it all into a dial with no external bezel is keep it nice and compact. And that thing is crazy thin.
It wears much thinner on the wrist. We spend a lot of time focusing on the downturn of these lugs. The way this is going to curve on your wrist, it's going to be extremely comfortable.
Extreme curvature.
This was at the show actually this weekend. There were so many people who didn't realize that we made a True GMT in-house, and this on the wrist, similar to the Bel Canto, you saw the smile first, and then the words kind of followed. But there's a lot of joy when it comes to the True GMT. Not a lot of people have gotten to see it in person yet. We haven't done a ton of shows in the West Coast, and so this was one of them where they say, okay, I get it now.
It's one of those watches that, I mean, the True GMT, I think you guys, amazing, like we said, that you have the history, but you're also somehow ahead of the time right now, because that is what I think is about to be, after natural stone dials run their course, the next popular thing. I think people are gonna want True GMTs. I really, really feel like that's the next big thing that's about to happen, because they just make so much sense. And when they're made by a brand like you guys that understands what makes them special, what you're looking for in a watch like that, that to me is what is gonna be the next big thing. And that crystal with the dome is so good.
I'm a fan of the distortion. Like I love the watches that got me into Swiss watchmaking and just watches in general were all had these really beautiful dome crystals. Some had bubble dates, and the idea of distortion and how it plays with the light that you're in, and even what you're wearing, the way it reflects and refracts light. I'm a big fan of that.
And then also with, we're talking about the Swiss background, you guys have always been Swiss movement backed, right? What is the story behind that? I mean, it's awesome to have. Who's going to complain about that ever? But what's been the, I guess, the emphasis on always being Swiss powered?
Yeah, I think that started at the beginning with Mike Peter and Christopher Ward as well as making luxury watches. It ties into our mission. We want to make the best watches possible. And of course, with Swiss movements from Etta to Sellita, all of these movements in the past, they have been the benchmark and what's best, industry leading. But our whole mission is we want to make premium watches accessible to anybody within reach. And so we started right. We started with that integrity. And if you look into the history of Christopher Ward, there were moments where people had opened the case backs. They looked deeper into us to see, is that really at that price with that type of movement? And to their pleasure, opening the case back, finding a Swiss movement, it changed their world. And they say, okay, I get it now. So it's always been from the beginning. There was a path that we probably could have crossed and gone a different direction. But I think the mission of the brand, parallel with the integrity of the brand, it's always kept us in this direction. Being in-house as well. A British brand, our first in-house movement was 2014. Years that a British watch brand created their own in-house movement. And that also set us down a new path. And those two in parallel, of course, Sellita is top quality and a benchmark for what premium Swiss watchmaking should be within a movement. Those two things combined, it allows us to create some pretty impressive watches.
Yeah, and it really is, I think, to me, like one of the best parts about accessibility, making it affordable, Swiss movement, is that cherry on top of what makes these things extremely high level, especially with the attention to detail. Only one that we haven't talked about yet is this one yet.
The Ember.
The Ember.
Have you seen this watch before?
I have not.
This is a special one. This is our USA edition.
Okay.
We made 300 of these. It's a 12 titanium, but this is more of an emotional story, I think, when it comes to the watchmaking series. We, Mike Pearson and I, and along with the team at the UK, we were just launching our second showroom in Washington, D.C. One thing that we did, of course, from an aesthetic, we wanted something to celebrate our U.S. expansion. So we started in Dallas with our first showroom, and in September of last year, we opened Washington, D.C., and shortly after, that was New York, Soho. Myself, I've born and raised in America. I've lived in Texas most of my life. And Mike Pearson, he's been in the States for nearly 2 decades. Me, this country is really all I've ever known. Mike, he's found his life here. Family, his career have all been throughout America. And so when you talk to us about what it's like to live in the USA, and as an English brand, having a focus and growing our business and our community here in the USA, we wanted to do something that celebrates the best part of of our experience of living in America. Two very different experiences, but still really special. I'll never forget a time Mike and I were in Virginia, and we had just finished a timepiece show in Washington, D.C. Customers waited over an hour to see the watches after the event closed, and we stayed. And we sat there eating Thai food and just saying, like, this is so special, like that we get to do this, that we have customers that are so passionate about watches and the brand. What can we do? And so Mike and the team in the UK, they started designing this. You have 300 made. On the case back, you have the US flag. We removed the twin flag logo. So instead of this pattern, it's this matte, it's the ember, the night sky. We call it the ember because instead of a pattern, you have this night sky of deep blue. The flick of orange there on the second hand is the ember, and it reminds you of sitting around a campfire with your family or your loved ones.
It does.
Those are the moments that I get of being so grateful to live in the country. I had a conversation with a gentleman who bought one this weekend, part of the Air Force, and he sees this watch and it brings the emotion out of you because you're like, this watch industry, this world, we're so grateful to do what we do. So we made 300. They're only available in showrooms, but we brought them to the event just so people could hear the story and see. But this is a titanium 12, 40 millimeter, chronometer rated, only 8.9 millimeters thin, featuring the Sealander 300. So I wear this on the daily. I do everything with this watch. And, it's a really special part of who we are and where we're growing. But no matter where you've spent your whole life in the U.S., you're a part of the U.S. And just recently, or you're in the UK developing the watch, I think there's a gravitas towards the appreciation of where you're from and what you get to represent that makes this watch special for anybody. So this is a part of our 12 line. We make titanium outside of the limitation, but this is just a small story within all of that to kind of share the passion and also the journey that we've been on in the last couple of years.
That's beautifully done, especially the colors. I love the vibes it's supposed to give off, and it does. And the orange works phenomenally well. So well. What a gorgeous watch.
This on your sleeve would look killer. I thought about when I picked these watches, I thought about your sleeve.
I appreciate that. Hey, I'll take it. It does get a lot of cool color matches, I will say. But like, hey, I do exactly what you said. I'm like, hell yeah. And they're usually right. Well, I guess speaking of colors too, one watch that I know, like, I guess what's next for Christopher Ward, the pick and mix. Yeah. Anything you want to talk about with that watch? Because is it already sold out? Because that watch is like crazy.
There's a few left, but very few. The pick and mix is amazing. So following, going to the candy store in the UK, grabbing your favorite pick and mix, those dials are fully just crystallized. It's a similar story to the 1240, right?
Yeah, really similar case almost too.
It's the exact same watch, but it's a 36 millimeter, still titanium chronometer rated. I'm starting to see more of those on people's wrists. And I've seen a few videos, and they are insane. It feels like there's levels and granularity to the dial that I haven't really seen us do before. So you have 6 colors, I believe, and they go from brown all the way to a beautiful, like a berry burst with a matching strap. So it's wonderful.
And you can do so much with those watches, like crazy versatile, so much fun, perfect to be released right now. But what's in front of us too, amazing. I know a few of these on the newer side.
We launched the latest Mark II Sealander. The Mark I was incredible. We launched that at the end of 2021. And this story, everything is different. Everything is the same at the same time. And I find that very interesting with the Sealander. We removed the crown guards. We changed some of the case design. A brand new bracelet called iLink. iLink bracelet, completely toolless. No screwdriver required. And it's all in a button there on the end links there. Probably the most notable is going to be the lacquer dial that we've added to these. We've created it in 36, 39, and 42. It originally was available in certain sizes and certain colors, but now, as of 2 weeks ago, we just launched that every color in the Sealanders are going to now be available in every size. And both in automatic and GMT versions. I picked pistachio here in the US, and as we've done shows, this has been the one that people have gravitated toward. For me, I love the black dial. It's sleek, it's understated.
So it's lacquer work. That's
exactly.
Really
the lacquer work makes all the difference. This is the 39, but people are very excited for the 36 that's about to come out, as well as the 42.
That's going to be a very versatile watch. That is a gorgeous one too.
One thing I'll say about this is we were one of the first brands to release the new Sealander 200 series -2. So average of 65 hours of power reserve, so an increased power reserve, but just gorgeous mid-case design.
Oh, it really is. And it's the definition of timeless right there. even the pistachio dial works so well. And the lacquer changes the look of it so much from your average pistachio. I really enjoy it.
Previous editions, we had some of the depth rating on it. Here, we just took away that. We added Sealander, the name of the watch, Automatic, some new fonts. But yeah, this makes all the difference. We're starting to see more of these on the wild, and men and ladies try on different size variations, especially in LA. I noticed a couple weeks ago and this week, people have gotten their Sealanders and they're rocking the pink, and it just looks so good. So there hasn't been a clear standout favorite within, but the watches overall, just it's interesting to see how many people have gravitated toward this.
Yeah, and I think a lot changing in the watch world as we're seeing right now. I think right now guilloche and natural stone dials, the craze as we're kind of seeing. But Christopher Ward, I think, has kind of always seemed to do their own thing while staying true to really what started this whole thing. So I guess with as much as you can give away, what is next for Christopher Ward after this whole pick and mix?
So over the next year, you've seen with the GPHG Awards, possibly, we're going to be focusing on some of our atelier. Sizes is the biggest thing. We just announced that Sealander is going to be available in all sizes. A few months ago, we launched the Trident in a larger size as well.
Right.
So the biggest thing for us is we're just going to listen to customer feedback. We want to figure out, now that we have showrooms in the US, every day we're able to capture what customers are wanting and needing. This weekend, we had a ton of customers asking for smaller sizes. So I think size variation, making sure we're accessible not just in price and complexity, but also that anybody has the chance to wear their favorite Christopher Ward. So we'll focus on that a little bit. What's next for Christopher Ward? We're going to continue looking at the vintage side of what we do. So I'm not quite sure what that looks like exactly, but I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of steel and bronze, and so I'm excited to see, is there a future for that? But with the recent release of the Pick and Mix, the recent release of the Sealander Mark IIs, and the way that we're expanding on size, I think that's going to be the big focus for us.
Yeah, because the quality is already very much there. And the Trident is also just a mind-bogglingly nice watch.
Can I show you my favorite Trident?
Yes.
And again, your sleeve reminded me of this. This is the first Christopher Ward I got.
This thing is amazing.
This is called the Trident Atoll. When I first started collecting watches, I was always buying for an occasion. And this is my summer watch, this is my pool watch, etc. This watch, it's shark gray. It's a stainless steel bezel. And this taught me how to buy one watch that fits so many multiple occasions. So what I do is I've got it on the baiter. You can throw a mustard NATO, a green NATO, and the way that this sets on the wrist, it's just so complimentary to anything that you would be wearing.
Yeah.
And so what I've found over the past couple of months is people really have appreciated this. But as we talk about all of what's new and what we love, this is just a personal favorite. But this on a bracelet is $1,300, $1,095 on a rubber strap. But what we saw specifically today is a lot of customers seeing this watch for the first time and finding, okay, I can get one watch that fits 50 different occasions. This is, as much as we talk about what's new in the Bel Cantos, the True GMTs, the Trident Pro 300 we've been creating since 2006. This is the essence and the core of who we are. This is a variation of it, but the Pro 300, as people learn about the brand, everything that you love, quick release, micro adjustment, that's all available here.
Any amount of water that we should ever go into.
300 meters, we got you.
Exactly. Like that is exactly, and that's what I always think with the daily watch too. It can be comfortable. It has the good, easy strap swaps, and also those perfect dimensions to where it's going to sit nicely on wrist and enough water resistance to not have to think about anything you do. But that thing is beautiful. I love that watch. Yeah, it would look good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we're getting, I don't know which ones, we're getting 2 Christopher Wards, one to me and one to Ivan. We'll be taking an in-depth look at those. And I'm not ready, I'll tell you that. I'm not ready for how nice it's going to be. I'm so excited for it though. I know Ivan's over the moon about it, but man, these watches in person, I mean, obviously the second you get into watches, these are, especially the micro rand space, these are the first ones you're introduced to, but seeing them in the flesh, especially the newer editions, it's truly remarkable. And it's why you can have the prices you do and still say that the value is out of this world. Yeah, it's really incredible.
It's humbling to hear, and we're grateful to be a part of the community. And I can't wait to see what you guys get. This channel, it's incredible. This idea and what you're going to be receiving.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Excited to be a part of it.
There'll be some profanity when the watches get open, like a lot of
on my side as well, as I'm watching.
I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. But dude, Trey, thank you so much. You've been so busy this week. I cannot thank you enough. And have fun at Disneyland.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's going to do it for my coverage from Minutes and Hours, Los Angeles 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed it. One more time, I want to thank the brand Christopher Ward for giving me the time for this long interview. It truly means the world to me. It is not lost on me how big of a brand Christopher Ward is and how small of a channel SWC is right now. So for them to carve out time for a channel like this really means the world to me, truly more than I could ever express. And I'll always look back at this opportunity as a massive moment in my YouTube career. I also want to give a personal thank you to Trey Foote. To be entirely honest with you guys, I'll let you in on something personal. I was unbelievably nervous when I initially got there on day one. I was so intimidated about being there as a YouTuber, quote unquote, knowing I was going to have to get interviews, and I just didn't want to get in the way of anyone, of any of the watch brands. It was just really unfamiliar territory for me, and I genuinely can't describe how nervous I was. The first person I introduced myself to when I got to the show was Trey. And his kindness and his warmth is really what loosened me up and allowed me to have the comfort to go talk to the other brands, give those interviews. And I honestly don't think any of that would have been possible if it wasn't for my initial interaction with Trey. So I want to personally thank him. Hope you had the best time at Disneyland with your family. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you all again for supporting this channel so it's possible for me to get access like this and interviews like this in the first place. None of this would be possible without all my amazing subscribers. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our other upcoming videos. We have tons of microbrand in-depth reviews and much, much more. So I'll see you all again very, very soon for the next video. But until then, Shameless Watch Collector signing out. And always remember, it's not that serious.